What's going on, guys? From the house of Jovoy, we got a fig fragrance on our hands, and it is unisex. So grab your bev, grab your favorite snack, and let's go for that ride.
Okay, dinner for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let the sin into the room. You were on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. From the house of Jovoy, we have, and I'm gonna butcher the heck out of this, Les Arbres de la Connaissance. I'm trying to not be, Spanish with it, but it is what it is. This is a unisex fragrance with a heart note of fig, and I know nothing else about it. Before I go into my initial impressions, let's just read this poetic description for the fragrance. Okay, white and black, good and bad, wisdom and madness, sun and night. Ever since the beginning of time, the fig tree has revealed its magical, luminous, and magnetic powers. Yet where among its astonishing green freshness and its solar sensuality lies the truth? ? Without a doubt, it is in the contentment that comes when thinking of nothing, letting ourselves slip little by little into absolute serenity, savoring the present moment exactly under the sun. What a run-on sentence there. The wisdom of this tree of enlightenment guides each of us to the discovery of our true desires. So, a contemplative fragrance. Okay, let's get an initial impressions. Let that dry down. I expect big things out of this. I am a fig lover, and there's not that many fig bangers out there. So to put another one in the arsenal for both ladies and men, because this is unisex, I'm hopeful for it. Okay, so this is a very unique rendering of fig. And I think the reason why I feel that way is because this is a much higher grade of raw materials than I'm used to smelling in terms of a fig rendering. I'm used to fig at the designer level. Dolce & Gabbana K, Ferragamo Uomo Signature. I think the original Ferragamo it is a fig fragrance, the Pour Homme. Vintage Green 78, Sea Salt and Fig from Navy. This has something else going on. It's like grabbing a fresh fig out of beach water or something. It's got a rainwater feel to it. It does have somewhat of a hairspray-ish muskiness. And the fig isn't sweet and sugary and juicy like I'm used to smelling it in other fragrances. This is a very natural, soft, airy, again, fig pulled out of water. So part of the aromatic of it is kind of more natural and wet and soft. It's the difference between smelling strawberry jam versus smelling, strawberry jam is very smelly. You could put it on a table and you'll start to smell the jam in the air. Whereas if I just put one strawberry on the table, it'd be a little bit harder to smell, right? But there's still a robustness with this fig, but it feels more natural. So it's almost like instead of a fig jam, you have like 15 to 20 figs laid out on a table sliced open. It's a more natural feel, but it still has somewhat of a density to it. Let's go to the ingredients. So this is spring, summer, daytime scent unisex with a moderate trail. Green notes, citrus fruits. I get a greenness to it in the most natural way possible. It's almost like a slight citric green. Fig tree, patchouli, and sandalwood. Not a lot of patchouli, definitely a little bit of sandalwood. Okay, guys, so I'm going to keep it so real with you. This is going to be interesting. This smells a lot like, okay, one of my favorite Banana Republic fragrances is Vintage Green 78. I believe it features a note of fig, tea, and green notes, which is essentially exactly what this is. And this feels like if 78 Vintage Green was reimagined as a niche fragrance. It's very Wulong Cha-ish in its natural outdoor grassiness. So the green isn't synthetic like a Coach Green or a Night Vision Green, you know, that kind of candy apple, sour apple green, Granny Smith type of apple. It's not that. It's more of a slightly citric, outdoor, real green leaf type of green. And it's tinged sweet by fig and sandalwood, I feel. The citrus kind of just almost like bergamot. You know, I was saying this earlier, how bergamot can be used just to lift other notes. I don't make out any distinct citrus with this, but I feel its imprint on the green because I make out a slightly sweet, slightly tart green note that feels synthetic in nature, but it's very real. Like, let me show you guys this picture. Like, this green note right here on the left is exactly what I smell. A wet green leaf. But it has somewhat of a synthetic sweetness to it, but it's not synthetic. It's just like, that's the fig part of it that's sweet. So picture this fig jam just rubbed all over this green wet leaf, and that's the majority of the fragrance that you get. But it does have somewhat, and I'm so sorry for the repetition on the logo, it does have a hairsprayness to it in a bit. I feel like this fragrance would dry down quite nice. Just for the heck of it, just to buy some time. Let's throw this on skin. It is a unisex fragrance. I love Vintage Green 78. So to get it in a niche quality would be something special. Again, it's a casual fragrance, but I feel like this fragrance is a lot like Wulong Cha, or like a Moncler's La Corday, where you don't think much of it on a test strip, but it's one of those, not medicinal, it's one of those therapeutic fragrances. You wear it and you calm and you feel one with nature. Okay, so that fig jumps and lifts off skin. Yeah, this is, you know, fig is interesting, guys. Fig is not really a note I feel that is commercial or mass appealing. Fig is more of a note where it's like it'll speak to you as an individual or it won't. So when you wear fig, you're not necessarily wearing it to get compliments or to turn heads. It's because it speaks to you, and the way it makes you feel makes you want to wear it. Same with Wulong Cha. You wouldn't wear Wulong Cha to get compliments. You'd wear it to give yourself a vibe you don't currently have, to de-stress, that type of thing. And the reason I say that is because when you wear this fragrance, people are going to turn heads to you, but mainly because they're going to be trying to figure out what in the heck you're wearing. As a guy, they would probably wonder if it's even you that has the fragrance on. As a woman, you would just smell very unique. Like, I picture a woman that works at a coffee shop or cures plants, you know, works at a place that sells a bunch of plants. It's an art. Fig to me is a very artsy note. I don't recall of too many fig fragrances that are like romantic. They're like self-expressionary type of note, the fig and the fig tree. But there's something to this. This would be very challenging for most people. It'll either speak to you immediately or it won't. Put it on skin, though. That way you can feel the fig jump off louder than the greenness. It's a unique fragrance, I'll tell you guys that. Outdoors, I think it would be absolutely phenomenal, like being downwind from this outside. But if you're indoors, I think it would just kind of be an odd piece. Unless you were like in the gardening section at a Home Depot or something, then you might smell really nice. Yeah, a fragrance like this is more of an art piece, guys. I struggle to rate a fragrance like this because if it speaks to you, I think it could be an 8. But if it doesn't speak to you at all, it would be like a 4. That's how dramatic the judgment call would be on this. This is one where I'm not going to rate it. I'm going to tell you, just put your nose to it. The quality's there. I've described it in such a way where I feel like, again, if you've ever tried Vintage Green 78, if you love it, then this could be a nice upgrade elevation to that, because it feels exactly like that fragrance, minus the tea. But if that's not even in your wheelhouse, don't even touch it, because I think this is a polarizing type of fragrance. If you love it, it's because it speaks to you and it's a smell you personally like smelling. Don't look for compliments. You wear it for you. If that doesn't intrigue you at all, tea, fig, green, you'll really hate a fragrance like this. It just, you won't find the use case for it. So I'm not going to rate this one. I'm just going to say, get your nose on it. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. We drop episodes every single day. Again, from the house of Jovoy, this is L'Arbre de la Connaissance. And hopefully I pronounced that right. This is the Scent Bubble. Peace out, guys. Be blessed.